Yo, it's man's them, and listen up, niggas. Space aliens are real. I'm not even gonna play with y'all no more. Space aliens are dead ass real, okay? I know a lot of people are talking about, hey, this might be, maybe it's nature, you know what I mean? Maybe it's just, other countries having like special aircrafts that are super duper advanced. And I'm like, bitch, we're the United States of America. If anybody got some super special shit, it's us, okay? Well, who the fuck else is making some super duper shit? Canada? Are you serious? The fuck out of here. All they have is bears and pancakes. We would have the specialized stuff, and if we are getting surprised by the technology, it has to be space aliens. Now, when you think space aliens, right? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? What's the first question that comes to your mind? Is it that does God exist anymore? No, it's not that. Is it can they take us over? Of course not. We're America. We have AR-15s and like Glocks and shit. We can handle some alien weaponry, right? What's the first question that comes to my mind? If you're asking. And I know you weren't asking, but if you were asking, right? The first question that comes to my mind is, how can we make the space aliens conservatives? Think about it. All of them, MAGA hat wearers. If they have heads, I don't know, maybe they have tentacles. Put out one hat for every tentacle, right? Because I'll be damned if these space aliens are liberal, woke menaces, sisses, Black Lives Matter people coming from space. I'll be damned if that's them. All right, we need to convert them one by one, and by one, I mean one planet at a time, to the glory that is the conservative movement. First and foremost, we need to make sure that these aliens understand that Donald J. Trump is the president of the Earth, okay? Not just America, Earth, all of it, okay? America, South America, Switzerland, Narnia, all of it, all of Earth, right? And the only reason that he's not in that kind of position of power right now is because these demon rats plotted a scheme. Because they have to know that at least some of us humans are kind of, a little evil, right? Right? And that's usually the Democrats. They plotted a scheme to get him out of his seat of power. And we'll explain it to them once we figure it out ourselves. Now, this next part is for my fellow conservatives. I get it, bro. I get it. They're not like us. They might try to integrate into society. We might try to piece it up with them. At the end of the day, they are not us. You know what I mean? And when you look at them, they're usually depicted as like gray aliens, which I mean, they're gray. So they're a couple shades darker than white. So they're more prone to criminality. But when looking at gray aliens, you got to think of mixed niggas, right? And who's the most famous mixed nigga? That's Drake. Exactly. And with him, you don't know what you can get. Are you getting the Drake that's more prone to crying about his ex and while he's getting shot in the back in high school? Or are you getting the Drake that will fly you and your girl out with the hopes of a record deal, and then next thing you know, he's smashing your wife? Which kind of mixed nigga are you getting in this situation? That will tell you what kind of gray alien you're dealing with. Think about it, bro. Now, you're probably sitting there like, hey, man's them. When are you going to get to the part where you talk about how we convert them to conservatism? I'm glad you asked. Here we go. First off, in my hypothetical, a bunch of space aliens come down. You know what I mean? They're trying to live in part of society. You know what I mean? Maybe they're like the Bahamas. They're trying to visit, right? And they want to live with us humans. The problem is they're aliens. They're not us. So we won't really take care of them as we would humans. You know what I mean? So maybe they get a community. You know what I mean? But they need funding. And sure, we'll help fund them, but we won't give them as much funds as, other humans. And maybe they want jobs. You know what I mean? But we won't give them as good a jobs as maybe we get. Because when they apply, they have weird names like Gooklok and Shiblik from Tatooine. And we see those names and we'll be a little biased against them. We'll kind of shun those and hire a Greg or a Tom. You know what I mean? And maybe they want bank loans to buy housing or cars and stuff like that. And we won't give it to them because, sure, we might say we want their community to thrive and, grow. But deep down, we don't want that. We don't want you to build up too much because what's going to happen? What, you're going to make your own Wall Street? Maybe somewhere in Tulsa, but we can't have that. We might have to bomb you right out of that, right? Exactly. And maybe over time, they might want to integrate into our society and go to our water fountains and stuff like that. And come on, that's stupid. That's dumb. We don't need to have them integrate in our society, but they might fight. And maybe what if we give up that fight? They're going to live amongst us? That's stupid. So we got to destroy the community they got. by giving them, maybe some drugs, you know what I mean? Maybe put some cocaine in their communities, maybe some crack in their communities. You know what I mean? Make sure that they never really get to where they can get to, at least not to where we are. You know what I mean? Because we're humans. We're not going to allow them to thrive and live. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe over time they get angry and they maybe they protest because they're not getting treatment equal to us humans. But they're not equal to us humans. They're lesser. And that's how they need to be seen. And protests maybe turn into riots because of frustration. But here's how we deal with those protests. We wait till they get to riots. So that way we don't even have to focus on what they were protesting about. We just need to focus on the violence that comes from the riots. It's ingenious. And then after that, right? You know what the best weapon to use against those space aliens would be? Other space aliens. Why don't we get and convert maybe a couple and bring them to our side and then get them to talk shit about the space aliens that think they're being oppressed, right? Because what better weapon to use against the aliens than other space aliens? Come on, think about it, right? And for those space aliens that are speaking out against us, we'll just tell them to shut up. What do you know? Just shut up and dribble. You know what I mean? And for the space aliens that do agree with our thinking, we'll call them free thinkers. Think about it. Think about it. And that way we could convert more and more. And that way they'll be on our side while we have them think that they're equal to us when deep down we know they're not. It is ingenious. And I just thought of that just now in my bedroom. That's crazy, ain't it? And that's it. Remember to comment, the like button, subscribe, the share button. We have a lot of work to do, conservatives. We did it before. We could do it again. You guys have a good day. And remember, to my fellow conservatives, siggity suck my dick.